we'll take another move into the town, into the street. And you can see now the island here. We'll get a couple of other views of it. We have 3 crosswalks here. 1, 2, and 3 coming across from the train station, so you can get straight across or on either side. Our hope is to have postal drop boxes in the island, so we can eliminate all the cars that normally pull up here, get out, or wait to pull up here, get out to drop off the mail and leave. We saw in time-lapse photography, and I think we all see when we visit that street every day, that a lot of people are just on that street to drop off their mail. We get a little closer and have a little turn here, and I do have to just give Jim Sanderson and Craig kudos, because it's so interesting to see the actual buildings loaded along with the 3-dimensional model that was created. Again, the island, and a little bit closer view of Romanelli's. As we turn around, just get another view here. It's just a little bit closer view of the island and the traffic, and then just another view of Romanelli's here. Our hope, one of the major points of the plan is to slightly expand the sidewalk on this side. We need to have Pannoni come in and do a survey to really see exactly how much space we have on that. The survey is old, and if we can, we want to add just a couple more feet to this sidewalk on this side. If we can do that, that'll make the sidewalk just deep enough to be equivalent to what From Scratch and the Waverly, that side of Waverly Place has, which is just enough to have small cafe tables out there. As we all know, if you want to add life to a space, to a street, you want people to gather there. And one way to do that is to have outdoor dining. Romanelli's is a successful business. It would certainly be wonderful when people got off the train to be able to meet at the movie theater, come down here, have a bite to eat. There would be much more life if we could create small spaces for people to gather. And finally, this is just another look down Lincoln Place from the other view, again showing a small 3-foot sidewalk. So the plan that we're asking for just has a 3-foot sidewalk, hopefully a small extension on this side, the bump outs so pedestrians can get across the street more safely, striping of the street, which believe it or not we actually don't even have right now, and denoted crosswalks so people can more easily and more safely cross the street, and that little center island. We're asking for the money for the survey so we can verify to the inch, to the foot, that we can accomplish this and accomplish this. We also are asking for it so we can create design documents that we can then get better pricing for you. And actually, I'm probably stealing what I have here on a slide. The design work will allow the council to have a more accurate picture of the costs associated with the project, as well as cost-effective alternatives that may be available. There are a couple of options that we will bid out because we want to give you those choices. One is, and I'm going to zoom into, go back because I apologize. This section here, Project for Public Spaces, suggested that this be a raised crosswalk and then an entirely flat section and then drop down so that it would be flush to the sidewalk on this side and this side. And as you come up onto that section, it would be traffic calming, and it would be a more broad, larger pedestrian area, a place to gather if we ever wanted to close it for festivals and alike, that the sidewalks would blend in and then we'd have to have bollards. To me, that's the 3-layer cake. That's the very fancy version of this that we will get numbers for, but I will say this, I don't think it's something that we have to do as a borough. It'll be something that the council will decide. The crosswalks on either end would also be raised crosswalks, again acting almost as a built-in speed bump. Best example of that is to go to Sal Davino's Stop and Shop, or ShopRite, I should say, over in Chatham. He has those raised crosswalks going across. The second option that we'll have in the bid is just the treatment of the crosswalks. Will they be an inlaid paver? Will they be something stamped into the macadam like we have in other treatments in the town? Or finally, will it just be a striping that goes across? So there'll be, we hope to give the council what I classify as a 3-layer cake, a 2-layer cake, and a 1-layer cake. Kind of the fancier version, the midline version, and a lower cost version. So you guys at least have some choices. And those design guidelines that we ask for will include that, and will include much better numbers than what we can generate in-house. Do you want to talk for a few minutes, Bob, about infrastructure on the street?
Happy to. Happy to. Lincoln Place as it exists today has absolutely no catch basins on it. There's no stormwater control at all, and the entire road sheet flows in different directions when it rains real hard, from west to east. All the water winds up on Prospect, heading down towards Main Street. So we need to get a few additional catch basins there. I'd suggest a minimum of 4. I think 8 would be probably more than we actually need. But to make that happen, we need about 600 feet of 15-inch reinforced concrete pipe installed in the road as well, which has a cost associated with it. But it's a major improvement, and it would have to happen, particularly in the case where we have bump-out sidewalks, which drainage tends to collect in those areas, and certainly raised crosswalks in certain areas also have a tendency to collect water in ways that only additional drainage structures will relieve. And so there is an additional aspect to the project with regards to improved drainage. Also, we spoke with the Public Service Electric and Gas Company about 2 weeks ago. Ray and I and Jim, in fact, also had to sit down with them and spoke to them about project priorities, and we asked them to go back to the drawing boards and have a very good look at Lincoln Place. So once we're done with the road, there's going to be no mistake about having to come back and try to replace any gas lines at that point in time. And they haven't actually responded to us yet, but if we can, we will get them on a prioritized basis to go out and replace a section of gas main that remains on Lincoln Place as well. Sal DiBiase has indicated that the water services are aged. The main is in reasonable shape, but the water services probably will have to all be replaced as a part of the project. And again, if you're doing a beautiful reconstruction project like the one we have proposed here, you don't want to have to go back after you're done and try to replace certain sections of it, certain services in certain locations, because it'll make it'll ruin that beautiful finish that you'd like to hold on to for the next 20 years. And then the last issue is one you've known about for over a year, which is regarding the sanitary sewers, which there are several significant offsets in the alignment of the sanitary sewer which have to be dug up and replaced, and potentially a complete sewer lining could also take place there to complete the entire project. And so infrastructure has a significant upgrade and an upgrade cost associated with it. I personally thought the visioning process was excellent. I'm real happy with the result. I think it's the right thing to have two-way circulation on the road. I think it's the right thing to have parallel parking. The only unanswered questions that we have at this stage of the game is with regard to the width of the additional sidewalks that we want to put in, because they are installed at the expense of aisle width and parking width. And so to get everything to fit nice, snug, tight, and make it work perfectly would require a little additional survey and design work out there.